And I've never had any like trouble from anybody. I'm sure like a lot of people will tell you China's very safe. It is very safe. And in terms of like things being strict, you don't feel that at all here.
Meet John Rood, an American who moved to China 11 years ago. First to study and later to build an e-commerce business now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. During our walk through Shenzhen, he shared the biggest misconceptions Americans have about China, the cultural shocks they face when living there, and whether the social credit system really exists. I'm Max Chernov, your insider to Expat Life. Doba.
What's the biggest misconceptions about China in the US or in the West, you think?
I mean, I think for like Americans, like, oh, it's communism, right? So
Yeah.
communism.
Communism, yeah.
I think there's all sorts of
Very controlled, yeah.
yeah, very controlled and like very like you're like living in a police state and all of that. But actually, like in your daily life, like you would never like really have this feeling. I think like I've been here for 11 years and I've never been like hassled by police or anything like that. Like not at all. So I think yeah, like the idea of like being under control and like the social credit score and all of this kind of stuff, like
Yeah, exaggerated.
yeah, I think that's like the biggest one that a lot of my friends in the States would have about here for sure.
But this social credit score system, it exists or not really?
I don't know a single person who has, nobody here ever talks about it. Like like if you asked my wife about it, like she wouldn't have anything to say. Like it, no. Presumably if you like did something bad, then your score would go down. But like on the Alipay app, like you have like a little like credit score on there, but I think it's just from like your purchase history and things like that.
I guess it's pretty similar to like most of the places. If you don't pay back your loan, you'll be screwed, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get another loan.
Yeah, but like the social credit score, this thing is like something that's mostly talked about by people outside of China. Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like nobody that I know here like thinks about, talks about, cares about this, ever mentions it.
I think the misconception that people think that China is like so controlled, but China is a huge country and it's hard to control that many people. And the people are very entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
They will find their way around. I mean, there are like, of course, rules and regulation and structure.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to control like 1.5 billion people, right?
I think like the general way of thinking about it is that on paper, things are very strict, but in reality, like not enforced.
It's actually the same in Singapore. People think Singapore is like so strict.
Right, like they're gonna like cane you for chewing gum or something. Like that.
Yeah, this kind of thing. But if you live there, it's normal. It's
Yeah.
like I never had any fine. I get fined actually, for example, for speeding in like Europe, in the US, in Russia, but
Yeah.
never in Singapore. So it's like the reputation is strict, but it's not really that strict.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about here. I've never had like I've never even had like a parking ticket here. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I've had like only like really just very positive interactions with people. Like and I've never had any like trouble from anybody. I'm sure like a lot of people will tell you China's very safe, right?
Yeah.
It is very safe. And in terms of like things being strict, you don't feel that at all here. I think that's one thing that a lot of my friends and family that come here and visit, they're kind of surprised at that actually.
没有咖啡了，
没有咖啡？
停水了。
哦，
对，
怎么办？
有那个气泡水，
气泡水。
还有柠檬茶。
They don't have coffee. They have the water's not working in it. You know, lemon tea?
Lemon tea is cold lemon
扫个
tea.
码看一下更详细。
Oh, okay.
图页。
Yeah. Cold lemon tea is good. It's interesting. Like I met a few people in Guangzhou yesterday, and some of them they don't really speak Chinese. Like very basic. They never learned, and they
Yeah,
kind of stay in a bubble for like 15 years.
yeah. That's a lot of the expats down here in Chukko, like this part of Shenzhen as well. Which is why I resisted moving here for so long, because I really wanted to like actually be able to speak it.
Yeah, it's a bit of shame. I mean, if you've been here for so long, I guess you feel more temporary in a place if you don't learn the language. Maybe it's always like you said, you're waiting for the reality to start happening, and that's your reality. I mean, man, if you're living there, like enjoy and maybe put some effort. Yeah.
I think like you talk about like how it feels like a transient place. And that is exactly what Shenzhen is. Like I've been here for 11 years and my entire friend group has turned over 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
You know, it's like everybody that I knew like when I went to grad school here, all gone, right? Maybe they were here for a couple of years after, but they all left or went somewhere else. And then I got a whole new group of friends. And then like 2 to 3 years later, all gone. It's not like a place that a lot of expats like settle down in much here. It's like the ones that I know that have lived here the longest like own a business here, or they have like a really like something that keeps them here. Like it's like their romantic life, or it's like they have a cool job or something like that. But a lot of people say that Shenzhen is like just a place for making money. Like it's just for making money.
Okay. And then you leave. You make enough, and then you leave.
You go somewhere, yeah,
You go somewhere.
somewhere that you want to go.
Yes.
It is a cool area though. Like I think Shenzhen, it should get more credit than it does for being a really good place to live. It is a really good place to live. It's just not like you don't have like, you know, Shanghai nightlife or something like that here. I'm not going out to like clubs or doing that anyways. So
Yeah. Yeah. When you start doing your own business, you don't have that much time, right?
not at all.
Yeah. What's the biggest misconceptions in China about the US? Is it because there are a lot of misconceptions about China in the West? But I guess they also, maybe they think they watch the news and see, oh, it's only like shooting and like crazy people and drug addicts, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, like we all own lots of guns and things like that. I think like one misconception that I see here is, I mean, I live here and I hear people here talk about America and Americans all the time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm in the business of like packaging Chinese brands for export to the States.
Yeah.
So this is like what I do for work as well. So they're constantly thinking about like, are American consumers going to like this, or how are they going to respond to that? And you know, like how do they make these decisions? So they're like, there's a lot of like obsession over like what American consumers are thinking, and like also what is the American government thinking about something, right? There's a lot of time thinking about what do Americans think, and I think like the misconception here is that Americans are spending an equal amount of time wondering what Chinese think.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And the misconception is that most of the Americans that I know aren't thinking about China. Like it's not. Like I'm from the middle of America. I'm not from a coast area, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm from, like your average person there doesn't care about all of this here. Like they don't care.
They live their lives.
I think that's like the first like biggest misconception, is that your average American has like any knowledge or cares about what's going on here, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have a lot of Americans that are interested like in geopolitics and in trade and all these things, but and also like in other cultures as well, right? But like most of my friends back home, like, they don't really, and they're like, oh, that's cool that you're over there. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, but like, you know, I don't have a lot of friends that like proactively like want to come here and like spend a couple weeks or like spend a month here.
What was the biggest like cultural differences for you as an American?
I think the first one is like just how kind of like blunt all the communication is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very direct. Yeah.
Yeah, super direct. So they're like, oh, like you're a little fat. I was like, yeah, I know, but you're not supposed to say it.
They
don't mean it.
They're not being mean.
No, not at all. It's not mean. It's just like, it's like a very like matter of fact observation. They're like, you're a little fat. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know. That was kind of like one thing that it took some getting used to. I mean, the language is a really big thing, honestly. Like you've been in and around here, and you know, like if you don't speak it, you can get around a lot easier now. But even 10 years ago, like we didn't have Didi back then. WeChat was also like a new thing, and foreigners couldn't do WeChat Pay for like the first couple of years that I was here as well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of going around and like paying for things in cash and like calling taxis on the street. So you didn't have all of like the new like China convenience that you have right now, right? That everybody associates with like being here, like the cashless society and like all of this.
Yeah, and now in WeChat you can like with one tap you can translate from Chinese to English. So it's
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah. I don't know how is metro in Shenzhen, but in Guangzhou, people are listening, for example, something like on their phones. They do like this, like Instagram Reels with the sound.
Yeah.
Which is
That's a cultural adjustment to make for sure.
yeah. In Singapore is kind of people will be staring at you if you do this.
Oh yeah.
Or only like very old uncles doing it, but it's kind of not common to do it. Yeah.
It's super common here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've done 2 business trips in the last 2 weeks, and both times the person right next to me is like just flipping through videos on their phone, full volume, no headphones. Try to tune it out, right? It's very common though. Or you'll be in like an elevator with a group of people, and there's one person like a call on speakerphone, full volume. But yeah, it's definitely annoying, but it's not like the end of the world, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. How would you compare, let's say, how Americans approach problems and Chinese approach problems? What, based on your like working as business experience, how it would be different for Americans and Chinese? I'm generalizing, but maybe some common patterns.
I'd say like if you're talking about like a business, for example, like an American approach to a problem is to spend a lot more time like thinking about it and deliberating about it, maybe hiring some consultants to try to figure it out, and then like hiring some consultants to fix what the consultants did, you know, like that. Here, I think like generally it's a lot more like quick solutions. Right? Maybe they're not perfect, but like, you know, fix something 70% right now
Yeah.
instead of trying to fix it 100%, you know, like a month later.
Right.
I think that's one thing that I've seen. Also, just like in your daily life, I think you kind of like just get used like living in this environment. It's a lot more easy to live here now. I think especially early on, like you just kind of get used to having to like deal with, you know, some random like problem that pops up in the day.
Okay.
I think like this is just something that you live here and like you get accustomed to dealing with lots of small problems. It could be anything, man.
Like,
That's a good.
we get them scared.
Yeah, I mean, like you could just like some pain in the butt trying to buy something outside or like getting somewhere. You could have a disagreement with like a taxi driver or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, this is like kind of what life was like 10 years ago for me when it was new for me here, right? I think it's just a different approach to problem solving here. A lot of my friends back home, you would kind of like, at least like when I think about Americans, like you'll face a problem and kind of like once you have acknowledged the problem and then you have to deal with it, maybe like kind of overreact to it a little bit, like strong reaction to it.
Okay.
I think there's like a very like detached feeling from problems here. It's like, yeah,
Okay.
it's just, oh, there's this problem, I have to deal with it right now. Not thinking about it in like such a serious way.
So people maybe not used that much to like be open about their emotions and stuff here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
Definitely.
Because,
Let's go through
yeah. That's because how they grew up.
I think so. I think just growing up here, like you're in like busy, crowded spaces all the time, and you're going to be you're having any number of headaches to deal with.
This area reminds me, I don't know, a bit of San Diego / Busan in South Korea. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a seaside.
Yeah.
They're like tall buildings, condos. Is the concept, the condo concept exists in China? It's like you have an apartment and then you have facilities like the gym and the pool.
Yeah, that's like all of these neighborhoods here. Pretty much all of these places are just like you described. So like the community that we're in over there, I mean, it's the same thing. So it's you live in like an apartment, then you have like at least one pool in the community, right? And there's a gym people can use.
Yeah.
There's like ping pong tables downstairs, stuff like that. So yeah, I would say that most people live like that.
How much would be the place, I don't know, to rent a 2-bedroom apartment here?
So these are all like expensive duplexes here. These would be like 5,000 USD a month for like both floors.
Okay.
But like something in like this community over here, like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, maybe with like 80 square meters, be like 12 to 13,000 RMB. So like just a little bit under 2,000 USD.
Okay.
Something like that.
It's pretty affordable.
This is like a very nice area too. You could get much cheaper options.
Yeah.
Yeah, elsewhere.
What the girls doing? Are they influencers?
Yeah, this is like your influencer spot down here. Yeah.
Why here?
It's nice. Like the sea is over there, and then actually we should go get a drink over here. But there's like a little coffee shop over there. There's like an Italian restaurant and a coffee shop over there, and people come down here. We'll sit here and like we'll have drinks in the afternoon, and you'll see like dozens of people just come down here. I had no plan to stay here. I met a guy that was in a grad school program here through Peking University. So Peking University's real connected. Peking University is like based up in Beijing, but they have a satellite campus here in Shenzhen. So I remember I had like an Excel file open like on my laptop. Yeah. I was doing like the calculations of what it was going to cost me to go to law school. This is like, if in the States, this is like one of the most expensive things you can do.
Right.
So it was going to cost me like $100,000 a year for 3 years to go to law school in the US. And I was talking about this to a buddy who was in this program here, a guy from New York that I just kind of met here in Shenzhen. He's like, yeah, you don't want to go to law school. Like, there's already too many lawyers in America. Like, why do you want to spend all that money? Like, it's stupid. I was like, yeah, you might be right. He's like, you should apply to this grad school program here. It's an international program and it's all taught in English. So I actually did wind up applying. I submitted my application at like 11:59 p.m., like right on like the deadline, like the last minute of the deadline. So submitted it. A couple of weeks later, I heard back from them that I got accepted into this program and they were going to give me a full scholarship.
Well, full
scholarship. It was a Master's of Finance program.
Yeah. And then you start comparing like, okay, should I spend like 50K a year or something here in the US?
Yeah, I think I was going to have to borrow like $100,000 a year for like, I think just the tuition was 50K. And you've got to like living expenses, you've got to like everything else. So I was going to have to borrow like 300,000 USD to go study law.
Crazy. It
was either that or this free master's degree here. So it was a pretty easy decision to make, honestly.
How you managed to get it paid here? Like you need to have a good score?
You need to have like good scores, and you also like, they look at like it's like any school application. They look at like, where did you do your bachelor's degree? And they put together like a whole scoring system for it. So I was kind of surprised. I got the offer for the full scholarship. And then I remember I like did a video call with my dad back in the States. Yeah. My dad's a university professor back in Michigan. I remember telling him like this plan, like I'm not going to go to law school. I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to go do this Master's of Finance program through Peking University in China. And my dad just thought I was like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, you haven't taken a math class in 6 years. Like, what are you, what are you thinking, man? He's also like, he's like, Chinese people are really good at math. And I was like, I think that's stereotype. He's like, no, but they're really good at math. And I found that out to be actually very true. At least I was just like totally underprepared for it. But anyways, I went into this program and that was my first 2 years here. So when I realized I was going to be here for a couple of years, that was when I started getting into like the language study as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be here, I should probably learn how to speak something, because I spoke no Chinese. I had like no interest in this before.
Yeah.
At all.
So you studied here for 2 years?
2 years.
It was masters, yeah? Did you need to make a decision, like if you stay in China or you go back to the US? Or it was already like after 2 years, okay, I'm staying. I like it here, I'm staying.
When I was in grad school, like right when I was starting it, actually in the first semester, I had like a chance encounter on the metro here.
Okay.
Where I was like, I sat down and I was reading a textbook, and like somebody sat down next to me and was like asking me like what I was reading. It's like very beautiful girl sits down right next to me, starts to like ask me like what I'm reading. And
So she approached you?
well, she sat down right next to me and just started talking. I think maybe her phone was dead and she didn't have anything to do. She was just bored or something.
Which is not, I guess it's not that common.
No.
Because normally like the girls are shy, or like people are more shy. They're very friendly, but you kind of need to break the ice first.
Yeah, definitely. I think I was kind of surprised about this as well.
Yeah.
We just started talking like, what do you do here? I'm like, oh, I'm a student, I'm doing this and that. And she's like telling me, oh, like I work at a bank, and like, this is like very like kind of like just chit chat.
Yeah.
Right? But then I added her WeChat, and like she actually like had to get off the train really fast, and so I didn't have a chance to ask her out right then.
Okay.
But I like sent her a message after.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'd love to take you out to dinner. It was great meeting you. And she didn't reply to me. And then I sent her another message like that week and no reply. So I gave up and just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
Fast forward about 6 months later, we're like early 2015 now. And I was on a motorcycle trip in Yunnan province with a really good friend of mine.
Okay.
And I get a message from this girl, like, Happy Chinese New Year. I was like, oh man. Like,
Okay.
I was like showing it to my friend. I was like, I met this girl on the train. She remembers me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited. I didn't know that like in WeChat, there's a function where you can send the same message to like everybody on your contacts list. Actually, like she didn't remember me at all.
Okay.
But at that point, like I like sent a bunch of photos from like my motorcycle trips. It's like, like really cool, like motorcycle with a mountain in the back. And I thought it was really cool. And apparently she like didn't really care about any of that. But I asked her out to dinner again. I was like, hey, I'll be back in Shenzhen next week. I asked her out to dinner, and then she agreed to meet me at like 3 p.m. in a very public location for a coffee. Which like makes sense. I'm just some guy that she met on the train.
After 6 months, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just some stranger that she met on the train as well.
Yeah.
So survival instincts are important. We went then, and we've been together ever since, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a little bit over 10 years now. So you asked me about like how I wound up like deciding to stay here. Like,
Yeah.
there was definitely like a romantic element that was part of the decision-making process.
Your wife is same age?
Yeah.
When you start dating her, what would any like cultural difference or cultural shocks, or like, you get along well, like right away?
I think we had a lot of misunderstandings like earlier on.
Like what?
I think it's like simple stuff like who's going to pay for dinner, right?
Okay, so
That's-
okay, what would be the difference?
Well, if you're, I guess it's not that different, but like if in the States, like you would probably
Or you split, yeah? 50-50 kind of.
Maybe it depends on the person,
Yeah.
right? Here, it's like if you're inviting somebody out to dinner, you're definitely paying.
Yeah,
right? And
definitely, yeah.
That's
No
fine.
question about that.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like little stuff like that, I think.
So you adopted the local way already, or you still
for
like
sure.
more American way?
No, definitely. I think the local ways. But even if you're like going out and just eating with like a group of friends, like you would never see like a group of 10 Chinese people split a check
Yeah.
at all. You have people like arguing over who gets to pay it.
Yeah.
If you want to pay it.
Yeah.
I think there's something kind of fun about that. Like I like that. I can appreciate it.
Yeah. I think it's nice. Yeah. Hanging out with like my Singaporean friends, it's kind of similar. It depends on the group, but it's kind of similar. Like my good friends, the Singaporean Chinese. It's like when we go out, like I need to be fast to get my credit card, like to give it to the staff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would always pay.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I mean, it's kind of, you feel more close, like feel appreciation for your relationships.
Yeah. I think like one thing that a lot of like Western expats like run into here with dating is maybe they're just like kind of looking for something casual, right?
Yeah.
But like when the other party is actually thinking a couple steps ahead, we didn't have so much of that like in our situation because we kind of just like hit it off from the beginning, even though we would fight about small things.
Okay.
But I have a lot of friends here that, they'd be in a relationship for 2 or 3 years. And then the question comes up, where is this going?
Okay.
So I've seen like a number of couples kind of struggling with that.
It's also another factor is that you always on the visa kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you never get like legally like super permanent. That's why also like foreigners feel like more transient in China.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, water.
Thank you.
Yeah. For the longest time though, like I've just given myself a visa, like through the company. It's like my company, and then the company sponsors the visa.
Yeah.
And then actually now I'm like actually eligible for the Chinese green card as well.
Okay.
So the easiest way, there's a lot of different like tracks you can take for it. The easiest way is you're legally married to a Chinese person for 5 years, which my wife and I are now. So I'm actually like in the process of prepping all those documents, and
yeah,
it's like almost like the better part of a year to process it. I think it's like 9 to 12 months to actually have it go through. But and that basically, it wouldn't change much day to day actually from right now, just that it's valid for 10 years. It's like right now I just renew my visa every 2 years.
So it's a kindergarten inside of this condo complex kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's very safe for kids, I guess.
Super safe.
Do you obtain like some habits after living here for 11 years? When you go to the US and your family, maybe your parents say, "Oh, why are you saying it? Oh, why are you doing this?"
And I've had family members say like my English has gotten worse the longer that I'm living here.
Yeah. Simplified. Right?
Yeah, so it's like I'll be back, and then someone will ask me if like, oh, like you want this? I'm like, oh, no need.
No need. Yeah.
Like, do you mean you do not need this?
Yeah, no
like,
need,
something
no
like
need.
that.
Yeah,
You kind of like simplify things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely guilty of that. I think honestly, smoking was a big one for a long time. I was smoking a pack a day all the time here for the first like 8 years I was here. And none of my friends back in the States smoke anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe you're out drinking, you have one, right? But nobody I know in the States smokes cigarettes. And I got off of that a couple of years ago. I'd say that was, I don't know if that's like because of here. I think that's just like a me thing. It's very, very common to smoke here.
That's what I noticed as well. Yeah. It's
Just-
more common, I guess, than in Singapore.
Like we'll do a lot of business meetings with clients, and like it's pretty common. There's like a tea table, everyone's drinking tea, and then you drink some tea and you smoke a cigarette. I wouldn't say like the entire business culture is based around that, but very, very common. I don't think I would have smoked for so long, getting back home.
Yeah, because smoking is definitely a social thing. When I lived in Moscow one time ago, I used to smoke I smoked for a year or two, because like 50% of my colleagues, they smoked as well. And then it's kind of, okay, let's have a cigarette. And then you have a break from work and just go have a cigarette. So, and it's kind of, and if you don't smoke, you feel kind of abandoned, yeah? So you're like, yeah, left behind kind of. Because also, like, I used to work for a corporation, for P&G actually, for Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
And then you kind of know the news about the company and about like anything basically inside your team.
Right.
At the smoking room. Yeah. So it's kind of necessity to smoke. What's your thoughts and feelings about the US when you go there after living for so many years in China?
Yeah. I mean, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I'll always love it. And I miss it all the time. Like where I'm from is a really cool place. It's beautiful. When I go back, I'm usually back for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm really, really happy and just good to be back for the first week.
Yeah.
But going into like the second week, like I kind of start to get like a little like restless, and like I get a little bit like, I gotta get back to Shenzhen.
Yeah. To work or just to your life. But
yeah, it's like to work, and it's also like my life is here now as well. And just like when you live in a place for a certain amount of time, like you kind of like your wiring changes a little bit.
Right.
So like this place is, there's like 20 million people in this city, and it's like you get used to everything being super fast. Like they have this thing called Shenzhen speed.
Yeah.
Like everything just is very fast. Like the pace of life is very fast here. So I think it's, even if I'm not thinking about getting back and just going to work, it's like the pace of life.
Right.
It already doesn't match. Don't get me wrong. I love going back home. I love going back to the States, but I'm definitely like, acclimatized for this area here.
You decided to start your business right after you graduated? or
Yeah,
later?
we were kind of doing it a little bit when we were still in my dorm room. Like I had finished my master's thesis. We started getting, a couple of small clients like when we were actually still in grad school. Basically, like my wife is from another province called Jiangxi. And she had a lot of friends that had moved down to Shenzhen in 2013, like right after Amazon opened up the platform to these third-party Chinese sellers. These guys had moved down here and they're all just getting really rich really quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Was a golden era. Here,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But without, they're doing this like without like a brand though. So they're just like throwing product listings up on Amazon,
Yeah.
right? And you run some sponsored ads, and then like you get some fake reviews, you get some more sponsored ads,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they've got like an 8-figure USD business.
Crazy. Yeah.
It was super common back then.
Yeah.
This is like a lot of my wife's like her like hometown friends that had moved here were on this journey.
Yeah.
And then just starting to hang out with them more, like we realized that there's like tens of thousands of e-commerce companies in and around Shenzhen.
Yeah.
We just kind of saw like a really cool opportunity that nobody was really helping them like build brands.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like selling products on Amazon. In their minds, they think that they're doing a brand, but really it's, just
really,
something you would buy on Amazon.
And that's what exactly what you're doing. So you help e-commerce companies build brands
Yeah.
around products, and products.
Yeah, so like a lot of our clients, like a very typical client of ours now, like they maybe like their factory's been running for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
And they were like an OEM business for the longest time. But they see like the profits from making products for these big Western brands. The profits are less and less every year. So now like they all want to go and make their own brand.
Yeah.
We've done this with over 240 of these companies now.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, someone told me you're one of the biggest or the most well-known companies in this niche.
Yeah,
China.
we're getting there, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. This is like our early on. It's like just helping them build the brands, and then a few years ago we got invited into the Google ecosystem as well as a Google partner.
Yeah.
So now like we'll do like a whole rebrand. So we'll do like their brand strategy, their brand design. We're also a Shopify partner, so we'll build them like a whole new e-commerce website.
Yeah.
And then because we're a Google partner, we can actually take them and go grow them and grow their business after that. So it's really cool, man. It's a really fun business.
Hey, build a pretty successful business in China, right?
Finally,
Finally, yeah.
took a long time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but it's how it's supposed to be. It's like, it's never like overnight success, right? So,
Yep.
do you think like being American, there was a thing, maybe there is a thing as an American dream. So many people like immigrate to the US, like wanting like to start a company, to build like wealth stuff. Is there a thing as Chinese dream, you think? And what could be the difference between this American dream that people know about and like the Chinese dream?
It's definitely like a thing that people talk about here, that you've got like the China dream. And I think like in essence, it's the same thing as the American dream. Where it's like you have success and you're prosperous and, happy and all of these things. So I would say definitely exists. Like, and the difference between the American dream and the Chinese dream, I think it's basically the same.
So does it exist?
Yeah, for sure.
China dream, yeah.
I think if it
People want to be successful, people want to make money.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think like the place where it exists the most is in Shenzhen. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at like a lot of the clients that we work with, like they're entrepreneurs too, right? And you see like how hard they work, and they work so hard. And it's like motivated me to work harder on our business as well. I would say like the China dream is in Shenzhen. I think this is where it lives. I think I got really lucky actually starting our business here in Shenzhen because it's such a great environment to start a business. Also, I think it would have been much more difficult to start this business if I was back in the States as well. Like just like the costs of doing everything here were so much lower. This is also like a newer industry here, so it was like easier for us to break in when we were like a totally new company. So like you say that we have like our own like kind of like China dream here. It definitely does exist.
Have you ever thought how would your life looks like if you never moved to China, you stayed in the US?
Yeah, I think I definitely would have just like gone to law school and been a lawyer. And I think looking back at that, like I don't know if I would have gone to work for a big company or something, but I definitely am not like the kind of person that should go work for a big company. I don't think. I think it would have been a good life for sure if I had stayed in the States, but I don't think it would have been like half as interesting as it turned out to be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of life for you? If you ever figure it out.
I mean, for the longest time, because I'm in Shenzhen, it was like to be as successful as possible and to like make as much money as possible. But like ultimately, that's just not a good way to go about your life. I think being able to like have the freedom to do what you want with people that you really like to do it with, and to spend time with the people that you love, and to experience as much as you can. I think that's the best answer I have come up with so far. I don't claim to have like the best answer. That's the best I've got though.
Yeah.